Hi United fans, the Premier League is finally here, and Manchester United are heading into their opening day clash with Hull City with plenty of excitement, expectation, and serious talking points surrounding Michael Carrick's side. And according to the latest squad update, Carrick has named a travelling group packed with experience, exciting young talent, and several players who could play a huge role in United's season ahead. The opening fixture is already creating a real buzz among supporters, because this is the first opportunity to see Carrick's Manchester United competing for Premier League points after all the summer preparation, recruitment and tactical work. Between the sticks, Manchester United have travelled with Dermot Mee, Fred Heath, Senne Lammens. Lammens is one of the players attracting plenty of attention, with supporters eager to see how the goalkeeper settles into life at Old Trafford, and whether he can eventually establish himself as a long-term option between the posts. Behind him, Carrick has a mixture of established Premier League defenders and exciting young players. Aidan Heaven, Diogo Dalot, Harry Mas, Harry Maguire, Lenny Yoro, Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Noussair Mazraoui, Patrick Dorgu and Matthijs de Ligt are among the defensive options travelling with the squad. There is one obvious correction in the original squad list. The defensive situation will be particularly interesting because Manchester United have several players returning from injuries or building their fitness after difficult periods. Lisandro Martinez's return is especially encouraging news for the Red Devils. When fully fit, the Argentine brings aggression, leadership, composure, and that all-important ability to defend forward. United have missed his personality and defensive quality during his injury problems, so supporters will be desperate to see him back on the pitch and ready to contribute. Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire also bring valuable experience, while Lenny Yoro represents the exciting new generation of United defenders. If Carrick can keep this group fit and create a consistent defensive partnership, United could have a much stronger foundation this season. In midfield, Manchester United have travelled with Andre Santos, Bruno Fernandez, Jack Fletcher, Kobbie Mainoo, Toby Collier, Tyler Fletcher and Youri Tielemans. That midfield group contains a fascinating mixture of creativity, technical quality, youth and experience. Bruno Fernandez remains the heartbeat of United's attacking play, while Kobbie Mainoo has the ability to control the tempo and carry the ball through midfield. Youri Tielemans adds another layer of technical intelligence and Premier League experience, while Andre Santos provides another powerful midfield option. The young Fletcher brothers and Toby Collier could also benefit enormously from being around the first-team environment. And then there is the forward line, where United have some serious firepower. Amad Diallo, Brian Mbeumo, J. Gabriel, Joshua Xerxy, Marcus Rashford, Matheus Cunha, Shea Lacey and Benjamin Šeško are included among the attacking options travelling with the squad. Šeško travelling despite not yet being at full fitness is particularly interesting. It could be a major boost if the striker is fit enough to contribute, even if only from the bench. United supporters have been waiting to see what their new attacking options can bring, and the combination of Šeško, Cunha, Mbeumo, Rashford, Amad and Xerxy gives Carrick plenty of different profiles to work with. For me, one of the biggest questions going into Hull City is how Carrick balances experience with youth. Does he go with the strongest possible starting 11 from the first whistle, or does he protect some players who are still building match fitness? Does Šeško start if he is not yet 100%, or would it be wiser to keep him on the bench and introduce him later? And could we see some of the young players getting meaningful Premier League minutes? These are exactly the decisions that will make the opening weekend so fascinating. But while attention is naturally focused on Hull City, Manchester United's summer transfer business is still far from finished, and the biggest story continues to be Carlos Balaba. According to the latest reports, Manchester United and Brighton are continuing negotiations today over a deal for the Cameroon international, with both United and Brighton sources reportedly expecting the transfer to get done, potentially for a fee around £70 million. Balaba is still recovering from an ankle injury, but reports suggest that he is not far away from returning to full fitness. And this is where the Balaba situation becomes extremely interesting for Manchester United supporters. United desperately need more power, athleticism and defensive security in the middle of the pitch, especially after the midfield problems experienced last season. Balaba has the physical presence to cover ground, win challenges, carry the ball forward, and give United greater protection in front of the defence. If United manage to complete this deal, it could be one of the most important pieces of business of the entire summer. Imagine a Manchester United midfield containing Balaba, Bruno Fernandez and Youri Tielemans, with Andre Santos and Kobbie Mainoo also competing for places. That is a completely different level of midfield depth compared with what United have had available during difficult periods. Balaba could potentially provide the legs and defensive power that allow Bruno to operate higher up the pitch, while also giving the team greater security when possession is lost. In my opinion, if United really believe Balaba is their man, paying a significant fee could be justified because this is an area of the squad that needs genuine transformation rather than another temporary solution. However, the question remains: is £70 million the right price for Balaba? Brighton are notoriously difficult negotiators, and United must make sure they are not simply paying a premium because they are Manchester United. If Carrick and the recruitment department genuinely believe Balaba can become a dominant Premier League midfielder for many years, then perhaps this is the moment to get the deal over the line. But what do you think, United fans? Would you happily pay around £70 million for Carlos Balaba, or should United walk away if Brighton demand even more? Meanwhile, the future of Joshua Xerxy is becoming another major talking point. Juventus are reportedly in pole position to sign the Manchester United forward, with the Italian club said to have an excellent relationship with United. Xerxy reportedly prefers Juventus, while discussions are understood to be taking place around both a loan with an option to buy and a loan with an obligation to buy. Napoli are also interested, but Juventus currently appear to have the advantage. This is a fascinating situation because Xerxy has qualities that can be extremely useful, particularly in linking midfield and attack. But the big question is whether his profile fits what Carrick ultimately wants from his number 9. If United decide to allow him to leave, the structure of the deal will be crucial. A simple loan could give Xerxy the opportunity to rebuild his confidence and play regularly, but United should be careful about allowing a talented player to leave without protecting their long-term interests. Personally, I would want United to secure a strong obligation, or at least a very realistic purchase option, if Juventus take him on loan. United need to avoid another situation where a player leaves temporarily and then returns without his future being resolved. At left-back, Manchester United continue to explore different possibilities. Alejandro Balde's name has entered the conversation after his agent Jorge Mendes reportedly held talks with Barcelona about the player's future. With Manchester United mentioned as a possible destination, Balde is reportedly keen to remain at the Nou Camp, and his current contract runs until 2029, so any potential deal would certainly not be straightforward. United are also continuing to look at specialist left-backs, but the latest reports suggest that the club are searching for a more cost-effective option. This appears to have slowed down a potential approach for Lewis Hall. Manchester United have also made inquiries regarding Arsenal's versatile Miles Lewis-Skelly, although they have reportedly received mixed signals. This tells me that United are clearly still looking for solutions at left-back, but they do not appear desperate to throw huge money at the position. That could actually be sensible. With Luke Shaw, Patrick Dorgu and other defensive options available, United may decide that midfield is the area where the biggest investment should be made. But if a quality left-back becomes available at the right price, Carrick and the recruitment team could still move quickly. And then we have one of the biggest stories of all, Bruno Fernandez and his Manchester United future. The latest reports indicate that negotiations over a new contract are still ongoing, with no agreement reached yet. Salary, contract length, and the release clause are reportedly among the key points being discussed. Fernandez's current contract runs until 2027, with United holding an option to extend it for another year. For me, this is a situation Manchester United absolutely cannot afford to mishandle. Bruno Fernandez is more than just a player in this squad.